On appropriations. Gentleman from Montana, Mr. Rehberg.
Gentleman yields 3 minutes to the gentleman from Montana.
Thank you, Mr. Rogers. Members of this body, I have an obligation as chairman of the Appropriations Subcommittee on Labor, Health and Human Services and Education to tell you the simple truth. We're bleeding cash, piling up liabilities, and trying to postpone the day of reckoning. And as a result, America is in a financial freefall. In 4 quick years, Congress made what was a spending problem into a spending crisis. We on this side of the aisle wanted to create jobs. You wasted time on a health care reform bill that did not reform health care. While we wanted to build an economy, you wasted time building government. Unfortunately, many in Washington, D.C., especially on Capitol Hill, are in denial. My colleagues, it's time to stop pretending that the well of wealth in this country is bottomless. We must address spending now, or it will be worse next year. 2 years ago, the Congress passed a stimulus bill totaling nearly $1 trillion. Unfortunately, now we know it did not stimulate. And we know a lot of money went for programs, not necessarily bad programs, but programs that couldn't stimulate the economy. But the biggest travesty of Washington's stimulus spending spree is not that it was a waste of money. It's that the money has been stolen in plain sight from our children and grandchildren. That is what taxation without representation looks like in the 21st century. And it means our nation's fiscal mess is not just a math problem, it's a moral problem. And we owe it to our children to have much better leadership. And that's why I stand before you with the savings of $23 billion in the 3 departments I have responsibility for. No program is immune from waste, so there are no more sacred cows. No law, regulation, or program is perfect or timeless. If something is not working, we'll fix it or eliminate it. In my subcommittee, we want to help people, to help train people, to help educate people. But we've learned repeatedly that simply throwing more and more money at well-intentioned programs does not necessarily work. Those who want to spend money have the burden of proof. And with the debt crisis we face, that burden is a heavy one. Those seeking funding have to prove that the programs are working. Show us the results. Show us that the benefits outweigh the costs. Show us that government can do a better job with this money than the private sector. This continuing resolution is a change in direction away from looking to bigger government solutions to empowering individuals and small businesses to create jobs and grow this economy. Anyone who relies on federal funding has a patriotic duty to look for ways to get by on less for the sake of our country's future today and tomorrow. I yield back my time.
Gentleman yield back the remainder of his time. Gentleman from Washington.
I yield 2 minutes to the